All right, guys, welcome to Sucker Punch. Today we have Gary. Gary and I work together at the Cat Club, Trocadero Maritime Hall.
Sometimes at the Maritime Hall.
Sometimes, just sometimes. And you are like my Wade Garrett. You definitely taught me a few things, not even by sitting down and teaching me things, but just by watching you and seeing your energy. And I definitely remember you teaching me your signature move, and we'll have you show it. And I'll work off of it for a minute. But it's awesome to have you here, man, and thanks for coming.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So you and I haven't really, met before or worked together. So how'd you get into the business? How'd you get started bouncing?
Well, I was kind of a barroom brawler. I was a biker doing industrial high construction, and I got hurt. Fucked up my back, so I couldn't do that anymore. But I had this friend of mine who knew me as a biker and
Knucklehead.
a brawler. Yeah. And so he took over. He had to clean up a house in Oakland called the Omni, which was an amazing club.
Big Ken talked a little bit about you guys working over there.
Yeah.
I went to some shows down there. They were good.
Who's
like
well-known?
Mr. Bungle. And
Mr. Bungle, yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing about the Omni was it was owned by John Nady, who invented the wireless microphone, and he also owned the Stone in Berkeley and One Step Beyond in Palo Alto.
Oh, wow.
So we would get really serious national and international touring acts.
Yeah.
That wouldn't normally come to a club of these size, but he said, "Come here. I can give you 3 nights. One out Palo Alto, one in San Francisco, and one in East Bay." And so we got huge. We remember one show we had Anthrax, Metal Church, and Armored Saint all on the same show. It's like the kids out front. There were so many kids out there that they blocked the street, and they had to reroute the buses from Shattuck up to Telegraph. And the cops were just going nuts trying to get these kids off the street. All these kids, they're all running around there, they're looking for Anthrax and Metal Church. They ain't listening to nothing the cops have to say. And they had to reroute because the Shattuck was just blocked, But it was really it was an amazing venue. It used to be an Italian Catholic club called the Ligero Club, when that neighborhood was an Italian neighborhood, and
then somebody was telling me, the other one across from the DMV was like one section of Italians, and that was another section of Italians.
Yeah.
And the Omni one had something to do with the trash in Oakland. Like that group wound up taking over all the trash service in Oakland, and then they got in trouble for having too much trash service in Oakland.
But it was really a fun club, and it was my first time working venues. My first time working a rock and roll show was Boss Skaggs and Dr. John at the Berkeley Community. And boy, that was a fun show. I still remember that show. But anyway, I did that since '84, so I'm up on 32 years.
Whoa. Whoa. Long career, still doing it?
It is.
Still doing it,
Yeah,
I
it
just
is.
turned 70
Wow.
in July. And I got what I like to call a retirement home for aging Norman. I have this sweet little bar called the Heart and Dagger Saloon on Lake Merritt in Oakland. And the kids are just great kids. They're not angry. They're not carrying guns. They're not aggressive. They listen when I talk to them. And, being 70 puts a really important tool in my toolbox. Because I rely on that age card a lot. And if somebody's acting out, I just go up and put my arm around and go, "What are you doing, son? What are you doing?"
Doesn't work.
And they're like kicking the floor and going, "Oh, I'm so tired, man." But you're acting out, you gotta go.
Yeah, you're talking about that place like it's super easy, but it's still a bar in Oakland.
It's still a bar in
It's still a
Oakland. That's
bar in
right.
Oakland.
It's still a bar in
And the
Oakland.
clientele in there seems to be, for the most part, pretty mellow. But you've got that nasty club Kanye
Oh,
that has some of the worst people in
yeah.
Oakland. And just because of the spot that it's in, you still have to deal with a lot of, garbage going by and all of that kind of stuff,
You're still bouncer.
That comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory. You're not in Walnut Creek.
But
And Kanye's a mess.
Well, Kanye has that afternoon salsa thing. It starts on Sunday afternoon and goes till 10 o'clock Sunday night, and that's the worst shift of the bar. That's Sunday afternoon, evening shift. It's just a nightmare. But
Every time I think about coming out.
that's what we get paid to do. You know, and
so
it's easier to keep them out than to let them in and then
have to deal with them. Yeah, it's
so
actually,
you want to develop that dormant sense of who belongs inside and who doesn't belong inside.
Yeah.
And if you can keep the people who don't belong out, then your life's a whole lot.
Saving 90% of the issues right there.
Right there, right off the top. And I guess one of the things I'd say to doormen and stuff that is I try to do and makes a big difference in my and how much work I have to do is make a personal contact with everybody that walks in. You got their ID, they're standing there, say hi, how are you doing? Say something funny, flirt with the girls, but make a personal contact with everybody that comes in and make it a friendly one, because these people are paying your salary. They're for the most part, they're there for a good time. They don't want to cause trouble, for the most part. But if you make a personal contact with everybody, then you got a personal contact with everybody in the bar. And if you have to go up and talk with somebody, then you can talk to them as a friend rather than an authority figure.
Yeah.
So if you can just bring them in happy, make them feel good about coming into the bar. They've come down there, have a good time, welcome, enjoy yourself inside. Make them feel welcome, make them feel special. You have a lot less trouble. And
they've even said that from shopping places that if you walk in and somebody greets you and says hi, you're less likely to shop with.
Right.
And it's that same thing, like, I don't want to screw that guy over.
Right.
Any connection is so important, even way more so in our business.